friends! Laura A. Grace here, the author of Dear Author, Letters from a Bookish Fangirl, Team Lines of Poetry collection, and Fighting on Anime Devotional for Otakus, which is free on a variety of platforms. I'll leave a link down below in case if you'd like to check it out. Oh my goodness, happy Wednesday, my friends. I am so excited. The month of February is officially here. And as I shared in my last video, which also has the 500 subscribers giveaway, as well as a manga haul and some other really fun shenanigans that are happening this month, I mentioned that I'm going to be having a lot of special guests this month, and I'm just so excited. But let me stay here in this Top 5 Wednesday video. But before we get started in this video, just as an FYI, the manga challenge for the love of shoujo has officially started over on Instagram. We would love to have you join us if you are interested and like reading shoujo, and just it's going to be an awesome month. But like I said, today is Top 5 Wednesday, but if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday was formed by Lainey back in 2013. The group is now since on Goodreads, and I'll also leave a link down below in case if you'd like to check it out. Basically, each week our host creates a series of prompts, and then on Wednesday we answer those said prompts with books, but in this case I'm doing manga because manga is awesome. Today's prompt is 5-star reads. Basically, to kick off the month of love, we are gushing about some of our favorite 5-star reads that we have read either here recently or in the past or a combination. We just need to gush and share about those reads. I thought I would do a little bit of mix of everything because there are a few reads that I read during the 25 days of manga that Shay at Shay Geeks Out host every year. That was like, dude, I need to talk about them. I wasn't able to do a video review then, and I'm just like, I love them though, and people need to know about these manga. But to kick us off, we're gonna do, I think it was my last read, no, my second to last read, and I have wanted to read this for a while. I think I featured it as an honorable mention in my Korean light novels, or I wanted to mention that one. But either way, for number 1, it is Catch Me, Fight Me, Love Me. This is a webtoon that has been turned into a manga. I was going to say like an adaptation, but I don't know if that's right. But it's been turned into a manga format, and it is so good. I originally thought that this was like a standalone romantic comedy, but I think it's the first in what could be a romantic comedy series. At least the way it ended. I felt like it was open-ended, leaving it for more room for more of like stories centering around these characters, which I am totally here for because it was so good. Oh my goodness, like we need more diverse manga. Like I'm all here for it, and I really want to read more of this manga's work. It was just so good. It was such a fun and lighthearted read. The chapters are really short, the characters are witty, and I love the storyline that these two are a fake married couple. They are like starting a new video series, and yeah, they're pretending to be a fake married couple. But the thing is that they can't actually ever fall in love at any point, you know, so that just is basically the premise, and they have a lot of funny shenanigans, and I absolutely love the manga did like where there are these like cute little like a bear and detective, and it is so cute. It is so funny. Like I really enjoyed those. He's called the Don't Care Bear, and the other girl, I can't remember, Oriana? Yeah, Oriana is her name. That she is just so funny, and she's like, I want to test how much she really doesn't care about things, and it's just really great. I loved their backstories. Like I think it was about at least 75% of the manga that I laughed a lot, but like I was surprised to find like the closer that we got to the ending, like the last 25% was a lot more like deep than I expected because their backstories are sort of sad. Maybe not super sad. I feel like just it pulled on my heartstrings a little bit. So this is really good. I highly recommend it. The webtoons being turned into manga graphic novels is a just train that I'm ready to board. Let's go. Take me all the way, because I don't read webcomics a lot because I don't do well with the weekly chapters that are so short, and just I need to like binge read the whole entire thing. So this is a really great way to just read this story. It's so good. Highly recommend it. The art was great, and it's very colorful, and I love this. It was so good. For number 2, I thought I would do this one in honor of Marganai's manga challenge that's going on, and that is Love in Focus. We buddy read this together sometime last year. I don't remember when, but I really, really enjoyed the conclusion of this series. Our main heroine is super sweet, and I just loved just how this series wrapped up. It was so good, and it was very unexpected to me, and it's a very calm, sort of like slice of life, I think, and just a really great romance story. I loved all the characters and was very happy with just the conclusion as a whole. And I do have a video review of this, and it's just, oh my goodness, I was like flipping through it and I was like, I need to go back and reread this because, as I mentioned in that video review, I had read a really intense manga beforehand that had all this action, and then I started Love and Focus and it was very calm and down to earth, and I was just like, I'm not ready to switch gears. So it took me a little bit of time to really get pulled into the story, but I love this manga. Her work is definitely some of my favorites. She is just a phenomenal writer and her art is so beautiful. And I thought this was a really unique and fun story too, because it does center around photography. And I loved how that played a pretty big role in this story, especially considering like things that you learn in the beginning, and then again, how it just plays a role and wraps up this story. Oh, it was so good. If you ever need like a 3-volume short series, Love and Focus is a really good one to check out. I think Kodansha has the omnibus out of it now, or there is an omnibus, I mean, of the 3 volumes, so you can just like get it all in one go and just binge read. It's a really good one to read after like a busy day, or if you just want something that's, like I said, it's very calming with a really sweet main heroine. For number 3, I'm also really excited to feature this one. This is one that I read in the 25 days of manga, and that is Become You. Oh my goodness, I loved this manga so much. It is so underhyped, and I'm just like, dude, it is just phenomenal. It's so well done. I believe this is the mangaka, yeah, that did Orange and Dreaming Sun. And oh man, I don't even know what to say. It's a music themed manga, but our main guy here, I just found him so relatable. I actually cried and I just resonated with his dreams and his goals, that he just wants to basically play music to make people happy, and him struggling with like, does he need something more to that? I mean, can he have a dream that's sort of simple where he just wants to make other people smile? Like, oh, it just resonated with me so much. Like I said, I cried at the end because I just absolutely loved his journey, and just his struggles just felt like it was my own right on the page, and really felt so seen in this manga. I was like bummed to know that the second volume, like for a long time, I thought wasn't going to get printed, and I don't think I was even finished with this volume, and I went online and was like, please tell me we are getting a second volume. Like, I need a second volume. I'm not ready to say goodbye to this story. And I was so thankful to find that, yes, volume 2 is coming, but I think it's like slated for next year. So I'm just like, as soon as it's available for pre-order, I am getting it. I highly recommend it if you like really deep characters and just where they're struggling with things that happened to them in the past, and then just their current decisions, and then having that music overtone. It is just such a beautiful and fantastic story. I really, really, really love this. This was one of those like hidden gems for me. I don't remember, I think actually, no, I think I bought this for my birthday last year as a birthday present to myself, and it just hung out on my shelf. And then last December, during the 25 days of manga, I was like, I'm going to just read things off my shelf that have been there for a long time. And I was so glad and so grateful that I finally picked this up, because I should have picked it up sooner. Like, hands down, it is definitely a very strong 5 stars for me. For number 4, I'm really excited to do this one as well, because this was another like hidden gem, and one that sat my shelf for a long time. That this is a manga that I read for the 25 days of manga, and that is Asidora. Oh my goodness, this was a recommendation from Mark, and I picked it up when we went shopping together like last year. It was so good. It was so good. Like, I didn't know what to expect coming into this story. It was sort of like a blind buy, except for what she told me, and just, it was amazing. It was so good. I love Asa. I love the art. I love the story. I love the hero of the skies. Like, really just everything about this manga pulled me in and was super engaged, and I went on like a binge buying spree a little bit, trying to get the next few volumes because I was like, I need more. I need more. And I'm very curious now to check out 20th Century Boys, since I hear that is the same manga that did Asidora. And it is so good. Like, Asa is just such a fantastic story. And what's interesting about this is I feel like, I think when I was looking at reviews the other day, somebody said sort of like I was about to say historical fantasy. This is not fantasy, but it's like a historical feel, but it's also contemporary, but not really. It's like a mashup of genres. I think it says it's like a mystery slash science fiction when you look like on Right Stuff for the genre breakdown. And if it's all of them, it really does. But like every single character is just absolutely amazing. And I just need to know how things are going to unfold, because Asa is such a brave young woman, and I'm just so inspired and touched by her and how she has such a heart to help the people in this story and how that happens and the creativity. Just, oh my goodness, I really need to catch up and read the series. I don't know how long this is. I don't know if it's still ongoing in Japan. I'm sort of like, do I want to wait for the whole manga to end and then binge read it? Like, what do I want to do? Because I just love Asa, and I did not want to put this manga down. I mean, it's interesting because when you first open or first start the story, boom, you have like something like attacking Tokyo. And then it goes into the past, and that's where we have this sort of like, I don't know, like old looking photographs on the cover. Like, you'll notice with the like covers as they go on that they are not all black and white, and it has a different feel to them. So I'm really thankful that Marg recommended this to me. I need more. And like I said, I'm just sort of divided of like, do I want to read them as they release, or do I want to wait until they're all released and finally read it? But I highly recommend Asadora. It's very different from what I usually read, but just, oh my goodness, it's worth it. And I'm like, I need more. I need more. I feel like I repeat myself multiple times, but just know this is really, really good. For number 5, last but not least, I'm so excited to feature this old title, and that is Perfect World. And I say old title because I recently picked this up when I was writing some manga reviews for the magazine Clean Fiction magazine. This was one of the manga volumes that I chose to do a review and share a review on. And I say old again with that because this was the first manga that I ever reviewed on this channel. Here's a video review if you want to check it out. And just, oh my goodness, when I went back and reread it again for the magazine so I could write my review with it fresh in my mind, oh, it was so emotional. I was like, I forgot like how heartbreaking and just emotional and just all the feels that this story is. My friend, the Painted Otaku on Instagram, has been like really encouraging me. She's like, you need to get the other volumes. Like, this is such an amazing story. And I believe like the manga is about to be wrapping up at the end of this year or sometime this year, I believe. So I really have been eyeing like volumes 2 and 3 ever since like rereading it with her encouragement. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, like it was just so touching. And I really love Tsusugumi, who is our main girl, and just the struggles that she has and how she really has to face like her own prejudice and how she feels towards those who have disabilities, because it's very eye-opening. And her journey is such a powerful one. And I loved our main guy, Itsuki, even though he made me sad so many times. And I'm just like, you guys better have like a happy ending, because they are amazing characters and they will just pull your heartstrings. It is an excellent josei that I highly recommend. I was so glad that I finally went back and read this, because it was one of the first, I mean, obviously, like I said, the first title I reviewed on this channel that was a manga, but I also feel like one of the first manga that I picked up when I was really starting to get into manga. Like, I'd already been reading manga from my local library before that, but Perfect World was one of those, like, this is the first thing I've bought and nobody recommended, and oh my goodness, it was so worth it. I highly, highly recommend this story. It's just so good. I definitely hear that there is some drama later on, and I believe that this one, if I remember right, I didn't read the like end notes from the manga, but that this was written as a one-shot, so you can read this and feel pretty satisfied by the ending, but I definitely think it leaves you wanting more because you want to make sure that our characters are going to be okay, like so that they're going to get their happy ending, and hopefully they definitely do. And because I had to do an honorable mention because, boom, Volume 4 of A Sign of Affection recently released, and it was everything. Oh my goodness. Like, this manga is just, it's one of my favorites. It continues to be one of my favorites. This, like, volume was so good, and I am here for it. I am here for it. If you are not reading A Sign of Affection, you need to get on the bandwagon for A Sign of Affection. It is just fabulous. I mean, there's so many things I want to say, but I'm like, there would be spoilers everywhere. But I do have a video review of Volume 1. I definitely recommend checking this out. It is just such an incredible and heart-moving story, and it has all of the feels, and just there's so much respect between these two, and I just love it so much, and it's so sweet. I mean, you just can't help but just feel all the feels as you read, and this one is the only volume that I didn't read back to back like I have with the first three, because the day I got it, I was super exhausted, but oh, it is so good. It is so good. And that, my friends, wraps up my ramblings about these amazing 5-star reads, but I would love to hear from you, friends. What are some 5-star reads that you've recently, like, read or that you read in the past, so you're like, Laura, you must know about this? I am currently reading somebody's recommendation of Anonymous Noise from this YouTube channel, so I definitely take note of what you guys are recommending and just suggesting, because there's so much good manga out there, and I truly need to just catch up on all of the things. So yeah, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I would totally appreciate if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!